Hi Leo, welcome to Carol's Universe Tarot Readings from the Heart. Today is your 2016 year ahead general tarot forecast. So just to quickly get into it, for this I use two decks of cards. First deck I use is my the Rider Tarot deck miniature edition. And I use this because I'm working from a small space at the moment. Usually I'll try and work around the dining room table, but if all the family are in, it's difficult. So I have to work from my bedroom at the best of times. And I find that using a small miniature deck is easier to kind of work out the space that I'm working in. Now, I do the reading in chunks, so I'll do January through to March, then April through to June, then we'll look at July through to September, then we'll look at October through to December. And I'll pick 6 cards for each of those 3 months. So 2 cards to represent January, 2 cards to represent February, 2 cards to represent March, and so on and so forth, okay? But I don't do it as in, this is going to happen in January, February, this March. I do the whole reading. I blend everything together, okay? What I feel the energies, situations, maybe people coming in, going out, will be happening within those 3 months. For each of the 3 months, then, I pick a card from the Universal Weight Pocket Tarot deck. And one card will serve as the energy or the advice of how to handle certain situations within those 3 months, okay? So I hope that you guys understand that. Also, if you'd like a private reading with me, the link is below, all right? So here we go. I'm just going to get the cards ready. At the end of the reading, I do pick an Angel Tarot card. I'll ask the angels for advice to see what advice they have for you for the whole of the year. So it's only one card that will represent their advice for you for the whole of the year, all right? So let's just get the cards out of their box. I love these cards because they're just so easy and small and, you know, compact to use. So, Universe, Aries, Universe, Spirit, Lord. Show me what's coming in for the zodiac sign of Leo. I need Sun, Moon and Rising signs, please. Show me what's coming in for the Leo people in January through to March, April through to June, July through to September, and October through to December. Show me what's coming in for Leo. Leo, 2016, January through to March 2016, April through to June 2016, July through to September 2016, and also if you could help us have a look at October through to December 2016. I think I just dropped a card. There we go. They're very good to use, these cards, but they do fall down rather easily. They do fall all over the place, unfortunately. Show me what's coming in for Leo. Sun, Moon and Rising signs. Leo, Sun, Moon and Rising signs. Leo, Sun, Moon and Rising signs for the year 2016. Show me what's coming in for Leo, Sun, Moon and Rising. 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 Show me. Okay, that's the cards shuffled. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to split the deck into 3. And I'm going to pick them back up. First thing we're going to do, we're going to lay out 6 cards to represent January through to March. Now we're going to use our Universal Weight Pocket size cards, and I'm just going to ask the Universe, what is the message, what is the advice that you have for the people of Leo, those born under the zodiac sign of Leo, Sun, Moon and Rising signs, please, for January through to March 2016. Show me the message. What is the message that you have for Leo, Sun, Moon and Rising signs? What's the advice that you have for them during January to March 2016? Show me. Okay, pick one card from there. I'm going to turn the cards over. Very interesting that your advice card should be showing us the 5 of Wands. Okay, but I don't feel that this is negative when I look at this card, because within the tarot you've got to be able to have a look at what goes beyond the traditional meanings of the card. Traditionally, this could mean children play fighting, it could mean arguments, it could mean petty arguments. If it was an office situation, this could mean girls gossiping, girls fighting, people having arguments. But I feel with this card, looking at the advice and looking at what I'm looking at in the 6 cards that represent January through to March, it looks like you're constructing something there. It looks like you've got a team of people around you who are actually constructing something. You know, forget with the tarot, for me, I tend to throw out everything within the tarot. I tend to, you know, if I feel it's necessary to throw out a traditional meaning of a card, that's what I'll do. And I'll simply look at what the card is telling me in terms of the picture. When I look at this card, the 5 of Wands, for me, this can mean that you're trying to tear something down, or it can mean also that you're trying to build something up, despite what the general meanings are. And I feel that within this reading, there is real strength for you guys during January through to March, okay? We've got the Ace of Pentacles showing first, okay? So there's some money coming to you guys, okay? Money in the hand. If you've applied for new jobs, that type of thing, this card references that potentially you're going to get it, okay? So I do, and there's a lot of money cards in here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got 4 Pentacle cards. So this is the predominant energy, I feel, that's going to be happening for you Leo people during January through to March. And I feel that this money that you are working towards is going to strengthen you, and it's going to strengthen projects that you're potentially involved in. Some of you guys might be looking to build your own home. You're looking to construct something within the advice card, okay? This to me speaks of strength. This 5 of Wands does in the advice stroke message. It suggests that along with these 6 cards that are showing here, that you're going to be in a very good position to put something into action, okay? Wands are creativity, they are fire, they are building, okay? That's what we do with the wands, we create, okay? And I feel that you're going to be in a very good position to create stuff that you wanted to put into action for a long time. We also have the strength card, Leo. Okay, strength is all about willpower and determination, and I see a lot of willpower and determination showing up in that advice card between January and March, okay? Strength is taming of fears. It's having a lot of resolve and a lot of willpower to make things happen. It's facing something that was difficult. It's coming through challenges. That's what your strength card does. It's having a lot of focus. And I feel that the 8 of Pentacles facing strength, maybe you guys have felt that you were in a weakened position in 2015, but I really see you guys coming into your own, because it's almost like something is being offered to you that helps you. And I see 2 cards here, 2 sets of cards that show this, that show that there is assistance coming to you. Somebody's helping you here, especially in the 2 bottom cards that I'm seeing. Remember, as a reader, I look at the pictures as well to tell me a story. And I feel that the story definitely is that there is financial assistance for you guys here. Could be through a new job, could be through a new financial opportunity. The Ace of Pentacles looks at financial opportunities that are coming your way. You know, this is the card of finances being built up. It very rarely kind of means a lottery win or a windfall of cash. It can mean a windfall of cash, but I do feel that as it's the 1 pentacle, if it was a windfall, it would be something quite small, to be honest with you. This is like your startup type of thing. So some of you guys might be looking at starting up a business, for example, and you might be getting some kind of assistance with that. We also have the 8 of Pentacles. Again, it's a card about potentially new job, new skills, education, learning. It's a card about applying stuff that you already know into something new. So I definitely am seeing a new job potentially between January and March for you Leo people. And it's really funny within this 8 of Pentacles, because whatever it is that you're working for within this job, Leo, what we're seeing here is the 10 of Pentacles straight after. So there's a lot of abundance you guys are going to be enjoying within the family home. It's incredible what I'm seeing here, but there's a lot of abundance coming to you guys within January and March. And I don't just see it as financial abundance. I also see it as a lot of strength within your family. There's a lot of kind of solidifying of ties and kind of strengthening of bonds. That 10 of Pentacles, I feel that a lot of you guys will be working for maybe big companies as well, because the 10 of Pentacles can sometimes refer to a large company, okay? Somewhere that makes a lot of money, like a corporate institution, that type of things. I feel that you're almost going to be working way up the ladder, between January and March, because we've got the Apprentice card of the Eight of Pentacles, but then you progress to the Ten of Pentacles, okay? So there's real advancement within this role that we're looking at, and I feel that it is advancement. When I look at the Eight of Pentacles straight down to the, you start with something small in the Eight of Pentacles, it grows to the Eight of Pentacles, and then it just kind of goes into orbit with that Ten of Pentacles. So there's a lot of financial growth I'm seeing for you guys during January to March, okay? And it's really going to strengthen you. You're going to be feeling in a place of real power, I feel, with that Strength card. We've also got as your final two cards, the Queen of Swords and also the Five of Pentacles, okay? So I do feel that you are coming out of a time of real kind of difficulty, because this Queen of Swords looks like she's beckoning the people who are out in the cold on this Five of Pentacles card. She's holding out a helping hand to them, okay? So I feel that around you guys between January and March, there could be a real ally that you have there, which is probably going to be a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius individual, Leo. But I feel that whatever the case is between January and March, it's going to put you in a place of power. And I feel that this Five of Wands is a card that's really saying that you're going to be able to start constructing, start building stuff back up again. Because remember, there are 5 wands here, okay? They look like sticks, or they look like something that's being built here with 5 people. So it's the start of building stuff. It's almost like you're rebuilding within that 5 of Wands between January and March. So I see a lot of rebuilding of foundations here for you guys, okay? I see some good money growth coming for you. I feel that this is the predominant thing with you guys in between January and March, is money and advancement, possibly within work. So these are very, very good cards for between January and March 2016. Let's have a look what's coming up for you now, Leo, between April and June 2016. You're off to a good start at the beginning of the year, I feel. Universe, Spirit, show me what's coming up for Leo between can you give me the advice, the message that you have for the Leo people between April and June 2016? What is the advice that you have for Leo between April and June 2016? What is the advice? What is the message that you have for Leo, Sun, Moon and Rising signs, please? What is the message or advice? Show me. One card flipped over. Three of Swords. I don't know how that's going to factor in, but let's have a look. We looked at money. The predominant energy was money for between January and March 2016. You know, it's really interesting that that Three of Swords flipped over, because there's nothing in here that really says to me that there's a lot of heartbreak going on for you guys. Okay, so maybe this is something that you're coming out of, potentially, during April to June 2016. The first cards that are showing are the Two of Wands. Okay, I feel that maybe some of you guys are going to be doing some travelling, potentially between April and June 2016. And maybe that's why we have the Three of Swords. Three of Swords doesn't always mean heartbreak. It can simply mean that maybe you're away from your loved ones, okay? There's separation there, and maybe you're feeling that you're missing someone quite acutely, okay? So that card doesn't always stand for an ending in a relationship. Sometimes it can just stand for being away from someone. I'm seeing travel here with this Two of Wands, okay? This is also a card of exploring new avenues in terms of creativity, in terms of work. That's what your Two of Wands can mean as well. The Two of Wands is a card about someone who, from the Ace of Wands, they get an idea and then they want to take that idea out into the world and see what they can build upon, okay? And I feel that you guys are going to be doing that. I feel that you guys might be doing a lot of networking, for example. The globe that is held by this guy in the middle of the card is him holding out the idea, his idea to the world, and he's taking that globe out into the world, and he wants to show off what he has and how he can build it. So this is a card definitely of building stuff, but I feel that there's going to be some travelling around that. And I feel that there's going to be a lot of planning with that, okay? Because we do have the Knight of Pentacles here. This person plans quite methodically. how they're going to move from A through to Z. Okay, so it's literally a process. I feel that there's going to be a process that you're going to be going through between April and June. Could be in terms of a new project, could be in terms of something that you're taking out into the world and traveling with. It looks like you're doing a lot of planning during those 3 months. We also have the Moon card. Okay, the Moon card is interesting because it can reference so many things. It can reference depression. It can reference lack of clarity. I feel that maybe with that Knight of Pentacles and with planning potentially for some of you to take something out into the world, to follow a particular passion, to follow a particular idea, there might be a lack of clarity with that Moon card, okay? There may even, this Knight of Pentacles can sometimes represent maybe shortage of money. Now, we know that there was real advancements with cash in January through to March. We saw that in the cards, okay? But I feel that, you know, you still might need some assistance here within April through to June in terms of finances, okay? Because I feel that you'll want to take something out. It might be a new idea that you come out with, okay? It might take a lot more money than you've got to do that with the Knight of Pentacles, hence the planning card there, okay? This Knight of Pentacles can also be something that's a reliable job, okay? That comes in for you. And we do have the Six of Pentacles here as well. So that can reference sometimes promotions within the tarot. So maybe for some of you guys, there will be some form of work-related promotion. We already saw that it was very work-related and very money-related within January to March, okay? And I feel that this is almost like a continuing thing. But I feel that there'll be something to do with money, giving money, receiving money during April through to June. I also feel there's going to be a lot of planning with projects, with ideas that you have that you're looking to take out into the world. I feel that you guys will be working a lot on the web because the wands can sometimes, because the wands signify travel and they can also signify electricity and messages. A lot of the time they can kind of signify working on the internet or getting messages across via the internet, for example. So I feel that you'll be planning or looking at ways to get messages across. And I feel there might be some lack of clarity with that, with the Moon card, okay? I feel that you're going to receive some support with that Six of Pentacles, or you might find that you've got a heavy responsibility with the Six of Pentacles, okay? So maybe some of you guys have a financial burden going on also between between April through to June, because we do have that Knight of Pentacles and we do have the Six of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles can be that you have something that you have to do and you're relied on to do it, okay? This is the reliable Knight, okay? This is the reliable job. So maybe what you're earning, you're having to pay out, okay? And maybe that's where the Three of Swords comes in. There's a lot of kind of maybe friction, potentially, for some of you guys in what you're having to pay out to something, potentially. Maybe that's where the Moon card comes in. A lot of anxiety around something that you have to pay out. When I look at the Knight of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles, and also the Moon, to my mind, I'm looking at something maybe that's a little bit of a burden, potentially, on you guys. There is the potential for that within those 3 months, okay? We also have the Fool card, can reference children too. So maybe some of you guys are having to pay out heavily for your kids or something like that. But the Fool card also represents travel. And the Page of Cups can represent someone who's quite creative and who's trying to put across a very creative idea with that cup. So they're trying to offer something across to the world, okay? Something that's potentially not been offered before, because there is a fish within that cup, okay? So it's almost like, whoa, I'm offering something that's different. This can also be somebody who's a fish out of water. I look at this fish in the cup and it is a fish out of water. So it can be someone who feels quite naive or who might feel out of their depth. And maybe you feel out of your depth with that Moon card and also the Two of Wands above that. And maybe with the Knight of Pentacles, there's a lot of planning that needs to go into something. I do feel that there's going to be a lot of traveling for you guys. I do feel that there might be something that new that some of you guys are looking to go into, or you're looking to present out into the world. And it might be that you feel a little bit out of your depth. There is a new beginning potentially coming in for you guys, because we do have that Fool card also there. Okay, but this can also represent taking a leap of faith with something. I feel that will be, whatever it is that potentially you take a leap of faith with, you might feel a little bit out of your depth, because we do have that Page of Cups. But this is also messages, good messages coming in for you guys. With the Moon card, if you are feeling out of your depth with a particular project or a particular thing, there could be some lack of clarity or some anxiety that goes along with that moon card. And the Three of Swords, I feel, as your overall advice card, is really saying, you know, if you are travelling between those months, there could be, you know, some separation between you and your loved one. You might be feeling a little bit anxious with that Three of Swords card. You might be feeling a little bit sad. You might be feeling even a little bit alone. Because we do have the Knight of Pentacles who's alone. We do have that guy in the Two of Wands who's alone. We do have the Fool card who's alone. You know, it might be an endeavour that you have to do on your own without your loved one there, okay? And that potentially is what I feel is the advice or the message for the Three of Swords. I don't see breakups here. So you shouldn't always look at the tarot cards and think it actually just means that. It doesn't always... The tarot isn't always one-dimensional. It's not one-dimensional. You have to look at it in conjunction with everything else to what it's telling you, okay? I feel that there is going to be some anxiety for you guys between April through to June. I do feel there might be some heavy burdens here, some responsibilities that you have on your shoulders. I do feel for some of you guys, you're going to be entering into new projects. You might be feeling a little bit out of your depth about that, okay? But it's going to be okay. Just remember that everything comes good, okay? You might be feeling out of your depth at one moment, but it's all going to come good in the end, okay? If there's something that you're looking to put everything into because you really believe in it, don't be afraid to go forth with it, okay? No matter what kind of burden it puts on you. Okay, so that's the cards for April through to June. Let's have a look what's coming up for you for July through to September. And lay down our 6 cards. It's a continuation. We're just going to ask the universe, the angels, spirit guides, universe, angel, spirit guides, what is the advice and message that you have for Leo between July and September 2016? Just show me what advice you have for the Leos between July and September 2016. What is the advice and message you have for Leo, Sun, Moon and Rising signs? Leo, Sun, Moon and Rising signs. What is the advice and message that you have for Leo, Sun, Moon and Rising signs between July and September 2016? Show me. You know, it's interesting because we saw through June, I think it was April through to June, that Three of Swords was the advice. And I guess I suggested looking at the cards, the 6 cards to the left of the reading, that maybe this was a time where there'd be some separation. I didn't see any major separations in the 6 cards, but it looked like maybe through travelling or through some form of distance, you guys would be maybe feeling the effects of that. However, in this reading here, it's interesting because we do have the Three of Swords in the reading for this month between July and September, and we've got it as a reversal. Now, it's funny with the tarot because we have 3 reversals in this reading. Leo, we've got the Four of Swords in the reading, we've got the Three of Swords as a reversal also, and the Four of Pentacles as a reversal. Starting at the top, we have the Five of Wands, and this came up as your general advice stroke message for I think it might have been January through to March. Five of Wands is often a card about, you know, I just feel that you're going to be really working towards something. But there's a blockage here with this Five of Wands I'm sensing between July and September 2016. And I don't know why I get the impression that it's something to do with a project that you're trying to erect or some sort of structure that you're trying to erect. And I feel that there's maybe going to be some disagreement over this, okay? Because whenever I look at that Five of Wands, it just looks like a load of builders sometimes. You know, in the general kind of explanation of that card, it's arguments, as I've said, it's people fighting, it's people who don't agree. Okay, everybody's trying to get their point of view across, but nobody wins the fight because everybody thinks that they're right. Everybody feels that they are in the right. It can also be children fighting. I just get a sense of overwhelmment here for some reason for those 3 months. And remember, when I do these readings, it could be just a small part of your life, Leo. It doesn't mean that these readings are going to take over all of your life for the 3 months. It could just be a small part of it, so don't worry about it, okay? You know, whatever the readings come out as for you guys, you're never to worry that it's like, oh my goodness, is this going to be it for the whole of the 3 months? Because, you know, everybody leads their own life, everybody's got their own lives, and it doesn't mean tarots don't completely rule your life, okay? Because everybody's got different things that they need to deal with, and it might be just small sections of your life that the tarot would highlight. So, and we've also got the Page of Pentacles here. This can be a child as well, so maybe there's some issues with children going on there potentially. We also have the Sun card, which can reference children. So there could be some issues, I feel, with children potentially for you guys within those 3 months. But the Page of Pentacles is usually a card about windows of opportunity. Okay, so it's also referencing money here as well again. But we only have the one Pentacle card here. The pages are to do with messages. This is messages over money usually, the Page of Pentacles is. It's news, financial news. Usually it should be good news. I feel that it's something to do with money and structures or something that you're building here. I feel that there's probably some blockages with that. And I feel that you are finding it difficult to kind of move something along. That's what I'm sensing here with those two cards. The ones are often indicative of creativity. They're indicative of career, work, travel, ideas, for example. I feel that there's some blocked energy. There's almost some conflict over maybe ideas or something to do with money, something to do with what you're building, what you're creating. There's some sort of conflict or disagreement going on with this here. It's almost like you're saying, well, this is the way that I want it done, and other people are in disagreement and they're saying, well, no, this is the way that I want it done. I sense that some of you guys around this time, which wouldn't be abnormal, are probably going to be going abroad, or you're going to be going to sunnier climates. But I feel that you'll still be worrying over this thing. You'll still be worrying over this thing at the top of the reading. Because we have the Four of Swords in reverse next to that Sun card. The Four of Swords in reverse means no rest. Okay, when it's upright, it means rest. Putting your arms down. When it's downright, it means no rest. It means that you can't take it easy, that you are still worried about something, or you're still kind of in the throes of some form of mental or even to the point of possibly physical fight or battle. It shows that you can't. It's almost like this, you'd like to rest, but it's not a possibility to do that, because I feel that why you're not able to rest, or why there is no possibility to do that, is because we have this Five of Wands here. There's some real friction being taking place, I feel, in some of your lives during July and September 2016, and I feel that it's over a project, because the Page of Pentacles can often be indicative of new projects as well. Okay, it's the card of having some form of capital and looking to expand on that. So this guy, if you look at the Page of Pentacles, Leo, he's holding up one pentacle and he's thinking to himself, what do I do with this? How can I get this to grow? So there's, you know, it's almost like there are blocked plans. It could be about funds. We saw at the beginning of the year you were doing all right with money. There was real expansion with money, because we saw the Eight of Pentacles going right up to that Ten of Pentacles. So it was obviously something that you were working hard on, or working hard in, that was bringing you some form of abundance in those months. But that doesn't mean that because you've got a lot of abundance that's going to carry you right through the year. It might just be for those 3 months, and who knows what you do with the money. Who knows whether it's enough to really take a plan forward. And I do feel that, you know, you're going to need some added support or some added finance in bringing something to life here. And I feel that some of you guys are going to be worrying about that. I really do, because we have that Four of Swords in reverse and also the Sun card. It's almost like you go on holiday or you find it difficult to relax. There's difficulty in relaxation here with this Five of Wands and also this Four of Swords and also this Sun card. And the card that tells me potentially why that is because of that Page of Pentacles. It could be shortage of money. It could be plans that you're making that maybe there are some disagreements over. And I feel that it doesn't give you time to kind of relax and take a seat back. I just feel that you are worried over something here in terms of something that you're trying to erect or something that you're trying to kind of bring forth. I also see that we've got the Three of Swords in reverse and the Four of Pentacles in reverse. The Four of Pentacles in reverse is even kind of worse than the Four of Pentacles when it's upright. This is a fear of moving out of a comfort zone, or a fear of letting go. Okay, it's monetary gain as well. This card can represent. And the Three of Swords, some tarot readers will say that the pain is lessening. You're coming out of the pain with that Three of Swords in reverse. But I feel that, you know, there are some explanations for this card when it's in the reverse, that the strife deepens. And you're really trying to hold on to something here with that Four of Pentacles in the reverse state. Yeah, we actually do have two Pentacle cards here. Four of Pentacles references in reverse can reference really holding on to something. It can represent real greed or real kind of caution with money. And I do feel that between July and September, looking at the way that the cards are stacked and looking at potentially what these cards are telling me, is that there may be some conflict over something that you're trying to erect, or some plans that you're making, or an idea that seems to be blocked. It could be through money, or how slow it's taking you to get from A to Z, through potentially loss of lack of cash to bring something forth. It doesn't mean that you don't have cash. It just means that you only have a certain amount of cash to do something. Okay, and maybe this is giving you some form of discomfort with that Four of Swords in the reverse. I feel that you're really worried over it with that Three of Swords in the reverse, and I feel that you're being really kind of cautious with that Four of Pentacles in the reverse. And your advice card for those 3 months, Leo, is the Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords, I feel, as the advice card, is showing some restriction, okay? But this is also a card of fear, and it's also a card of feeling that you're not able to move out of the situation, almost like you've got your hands tied. And she does have her hands tied, and she does have her eyes covered. But, you know, what I'd like to say about this card, Leo, is that I feel that this woman is, you know, I always say with the Eight of Swords, it's an interesting card to me, because I always say that somebody wrapped her up in this. And I always say it reminds me of the lady on the Two of Swords, who has two swords crossed. She's crossed two swords across the chest, and she's protecting herself. But she's done it herself. She's actually You know, she could literally put those swords down if she wanted to and take the blindfold off, because her hands are not bound, they're free. So she's chosen to kind of block herself off from something. Whereas in this card, somebody would have had to wrap you up pretty tight like that. She didn't do it herself. How would you do it yourself like that? How would you? I don't see any string hanging at the front. It's all at the back. So I always feel that somebody has put her in this state, and I feel that somebody or something has put you in this state. There is an underlying reason for why this is happening between July and September. But if you notice on this card also, her mouth is free and her legs are free. So I feel that this card is really saying that you need to vocalise in a very clear manner what you want, okay? And, you know, you need to walk the walk and you need to talk the talk, because this is your project here. You're not bound. Somebody's obviously making you feel like you can't move out of this situation, hence why we see the Three of Swords in reverse and we see the Four of Pentacles in reverse. But your mouth isn't bound. Your eyes might be bound, your arms are bound, but your mouth and your legs aren't. So it's about kind of, I feel that this card is like speaking. It's about speaking, because the swords are often a communication card. And this lady isn't communicating. She's too afraid to communicate. She could communicate, she could scream for help, because there is behind her some form of a castle, or there is a building behind her, so she could scream out, she could speak, but she doesn't speak. Even if she can't release herself, she could call for help. So I feel that this card is asking you to ask for help during those 3 months in whichever way that you can. Don't feel that a situation has you so kind of bound up that you can't do anything about it. This is the card of inactivity, but it's even if somebody has put you in this way, even if somebody has made you feel that you can't do something or you can't step out of this prison or entrapment, there are always ways and means. And I feel that this is what the Eight of Swords really speaks about, that there are always ways and means to get yourself out of a tight spot. And she is in a tight spot because she's blindfolded and she's also wrapped up in rope. And somebody did that to her. But I feel that in our bleakest hour, and I'm not saying this is your bleakest hour because we don't have any really nasty cards, but I just feel it's a situation that is causing you some unrest. I really feel that with this 3 months. And I feel that if that's the case, then you really need to speak your truth, because this woman isn't speaking her truth on that card. She feels bound, but she's not gagged. She isn't gagged. So she does have some form of communicative tool that she can use, which is her mouth. And she can also walk. Okay, she can also take a risk. So this is about, within those months, I feel that the universe is saying the advice is take a risk and speak. Talk. You are not gagged. Okay, you need to communicate clearly as to what you want to happen and how you can move forward, how you want to drive this thing forward before it kind of completely overwhelms you. I feel that the Three of Swords in the reverse can be a card of feeling overwhelmed. So you almost draw ranks, you almost draw back with that Four of Pentacles in the reverse. And we see you drawing back within this card. But the universe is really saying you don't need to draw back. You just need to be clear and you need to be communicative. You need to communicate what it is that's not working for you in this situation between those 3 months, okay? And that's what I'm seeing for July through to September. And let's have a look at the final months for you, Leo. What's coming up? Let's lay down the final 6 cards. Universe, Spirit, show me the advice message that you have for Leo during October through to December 2016. What's the final message you have for the end of the year, please? Show me the message that you have for Leo, Sun, Moon and Rising signs between October and December 2016. Show me the final message stroke advice card, universe, spirit guides, Lord angels, that you have for those born under the zodiac sign of Leo, Sun, Moon and Rising signs for between October and December 2016. Show me. For these 3 months, October through to December, Leo, we have the first 2 cards showing, and it's a very interesting reading because you do have a lot of kind of reversals here. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4 reversed cards, and I feel that your advice card is the Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands is about new ideas, creativity, a new business potentially. It's almost like the yes card, the bright spark. It's almost like the inspiration card. Suddenly, like the light bulb goes on about something. And I feel that this is what's going to be happening towards the end of the year, where a light bulb goes on. You're suddenly going to. It's almost like making a discovery about something with the Ace of Wands for you guys as your advice message, or it could be that. I feel that some of you guys, we've seen through the year that maybe something happens in terms of maybe a business idea or something that you're going into during the year, but it seems to be kind of derailing before your eyes. There seems to be some conflict over it or some difficulty. But I feel that you're definitely going to be coming out of that by the end of the year, because I feel that you're probably going to change course. I'm going to look at this in a couple of ways because we have so many reversals here. And remember, I don't choose the cards. I shuffle them, I meditate on them, and this is what comes out. It's not a bad reading for the year, but I always say with tarots, forewarned is forearmed. Number 1. Number 2, this is a small part of your life, okay? It's not the whole of it. It's just a small part of it, okay? You have other areas of your life that you can concentrate on too, not just what the tarot says. It's just giving you a small part of it. We've got the 7 of Swords showing first, and the 7 of Cups in reverse. 7 of Cups in reverse is very much being buried in illusion. It can also be where when that 7 of Cups is upright, there's lots of choices. There's lots of opportunities that are coming in that you're going to need to pick something there. There's options for you. When it's downright, it means sometimes that something could have fallen through. Okay, it means an option or an opportunity that came in could have fallen through. But I feel that this will, Leo, be by your own hands, because I feel looking at July through to September, there was a situation there where it looks like some of you guys might have got yourself stuck in something and you didn't really know the way out. But I feel that you find your way out with that 8 of Swords that showed up in your advice and message section for those 3 months, because I feel that through a lot of cunning, through finding a way. The 7 of Swords isn't just a card about deception or thievery or someone who's being dishonest. And we do see dishonesty within these cards here, but we also see you guys have overcome that. You've found a way around it. It's about finding your way around a situation. This is what this 7 of Swords means a lot of the time. It means being smart, being clever, outwitting the opponent. And I feel that you do find a way around this situation that seems to be derailing itself. And we see derailment all the way through this. And I feel that primarily what could have happened within July through to September is there was somebody who wasn't on your side, or somebody that 8 of Swords, it looks like the person that potentially got you wrapped up in those, or blindfolded or wrapped up and made you feel that you couldn't get out of something, or that something was difficult to kind of maneuver yourself around, was this King of Swords in the reverse. This is an unkind, very cunning, a dangerous individual to be around. But I feel that you've derailed this person, okay? This King of Swords, when he's upright, he's usually quite a fair character, okay? He makes fair decisions. All right, everything is based practically on thought. You know, he doesn't go by how he feels. He goes by facts, figures, what he sees out in the open, and that's how he makes his decisions. He's usually involved in the judicial system. A lot of lawyers work in that way. Lawyers, solicitors, they will work on the premise of fact. What do they see? What is the evidence? So he works on evidence to make a decision. That's why he's usually somebody who would be representative of somebody who works in the law, works within the judicial system. When he's downright, this is someone who isn't honest. This is someone who can be quite dangerous. This can somewhat be someone who's a liar, who's a con man, that type of thing. But I feel that you kind of realise that by the end of the year with this individual of the King of Swords. And it's showing one court card, well, two court cards, but I feel that... and it's funny because really, when I read these cards, I always read from the top going down. But it makes no sense to do that with these readings sometimes. You've got to, when you're doing the tarot, you've got to read stuff like it's a story, like it's a narrative. So we see here at the bottom of the reading, the Hierophant in reverse. And this is taking bad advice or unreliable advice. When it's upright, it's about seeking wise counsel from someone, okay? It's about seeking truth, trying to unlock the truth. When it's in the reverse, it's about receiving some bad information or information that's not correct or information that sets you on a fairly difficult or untrustworthy path. Also, the Knight of Wands, I notice, is in the reverse. And this is hasty decisions, okay? Making hasty decisions without thinking about them, without exploring them properly, can lead you down a bad path. So I feel that you guys recognise that, because it's this King of Swords character here that's trying this on. And this is what's kind of derailing you in the months prior to this, I feel, between July and September. Okay, so I would be wary maybe of somebody who is around displaying these traits or attributes, because whenever I see a king in the reverse, I know it's not a very good sign. But we do have the Three of Cups here, which shows celebrations for you guys. It's going to be near Christmas anyway, so that's one thing that you'll be celebrating, obviously. But I do feel that you're going to be in a very strong place by the end of the year, because we see celebration around this King of Swords in the reverse. It's almost like you've overcome something. It's almost like you've outwitted or outfoxed someone. And when I see the Seven of Swords, this is about outwitting or outfoxing someone. Okay, finding ways around a difficult situation or finding ways to solve something. It's about finding solutions. And I feel that the Seven of Swords above that Three of Cups, it's almost like you're celebrating or you're happy now that you've found a solution, because you seem to have outwitted someone. You seem to have discovered that they weren't being honest, or they were trying to kind of get you into a place where they were perhaps in a more prominent position than you, okay? But you seem to have outwitted them here in this reading. I feel that this King of Swords character in the reverse is someone that was working towards perhaps just not being honest with you on certain plans that were, or projects that you were working on. And I'm working upwards now from the bottom. So I see the Hierophant and the Knight of Wands both in the reverse. Unreliable information. Knight of Wands, hasty decisions, okay, that really don't lead to anything that's good. Being too hasty in something. Trying to kind of run before you can walk with something, okay, not thinking it through. I feel that the King of Swords is the perpetrator of this. This is someone who's trying to sell you something or sell you a lie, or who isn't being honest, who's a con man. Okay, but you seem to have outwitted him with the Seven of Swords. This is, I feel that whatever it is that you guys have been sort of musing over for the past few months of 2016, it will be defunct. It won't go ahead. I don't feel that it's going to go ahead. Okay, because we've got that Seven of Cups in the reverse, which means a lot of the time I've seen that card, which means that options are no longer available or something's falling through. Okay, and that's because you've allowed it to fall through, because you seem to have outwitted this King of Swords here. But the brilliant thing with this reading, Leo, is that this is the Ace of Wands here, which means suddenly the light bulb has gone on for you. Okay, and remember with the readings, with the general readings, I always say that if you step into 2016 and you notice that some of the stuff I'm saying is starting to unveil itself, you'll know that you can stop this anytime, and you get that hunch to do it earlier on, before it gets to the end of the year. And remember, it's only a part of your life here, it's not all of it. Okay, so this Ace of Wands to me suggests the advice or message card that you're going to kind of get it. The light bulb is going to go on. I also see potentially that as you have outwitted someone and you've it looks like you've derailed something, you've stopped something. The Knight of Wands, I feel, can also be a card of a derailment of a project, the ending of something, or something that's just not going ahead. Because the Knight of Wands, when it's upright, is about movement. When it's in the reverse, it can be a lack of movement on something. So, as well as being too hasty with a decision. But I feel that you will see that this is unreliable advice that you're receiving with that Hierophant in the reverse and the King of Swords in the reverse. And I feel that you'll be setting off on a different path. I feel that you might even start coming up with ideas of something else, or how to go about doing something else. It might not be the complete derailment of a project, but it could be the complete derailment of a project with a certain person during the latter parts of 2016. But I feel that you'll just kind of get it, and you'll probably just go on to something else that excites you with this Ace of Wands as the message stroke advice card. But I really do feel, looking at those cards and looking at this Ace of Wands as your advice card, it's almost like switch the light bulb on, see things for what they are. This is also the card of new ideas, new projects, new businesses coming through. But I don't feel that it will be with what you've been looking at before. I feel it will be something new with this Ace of Wands as the advice card. So that's your reading, guys. I'm going to do the angel message now and see what the angels have to say about this reading for Leo for 2016. Let's have a look. Let's get my angel cards. I'm using the Angel Tarot cards by Doreen Virtue and Radley Valentine. Angel Spirit Lord, please show me, angels, what is the advice that you have for Leo, Sun, Moon and Rising signs for the year 2016. Just give me one card. What is your advice to the Leo, Sun, Moon and Rising signs, please? Just give me one card, please. Just tell me what advice, angels, you've got for Leo in 2016. What is your advice to the Leos, Sun, Moon and Rising signs for the year 2016? Show me. Okay. King of Swords has come up again. How interesting. That is very interesting. Showed in the reverse in the last reading, and it's shown in the upright now for the angel message. Let's get my booklet out. So, brilliant, impartial, professional, diplomatic. Speak your mind with confidence. Seek out professional advice. Balance mental and emotional considerations. So, let's have a look further what this is saying. Okay. You may receive valuable advice from an intelligent professional. It's important that your decisions be fair and equitable to all involved. Don't hesitate to consult a third party if necessary, yet speak your mind with confidence. A person who is at the top of his or her field, especially in an intellectual area such as law. That's interesting because it showed him in the advice section. Someone who's an excellent speaker and is known for the ability to be objective and diplomatic. Brilliant, authoritative, impartial, professional, balanced, motivational. Additional meanings of this card: justice, a mediator for getting away the emotional aspects of a situation, the government or the military. It's interesting that you should get the King of Air through the angels. Number one, I feel they could be telling you about this person, okay? I don't feel that with him in the reverse that this is someone that you should rely on, to be honest with you. But I feel that it's really more than anything saying to you that you need to be quite diplomatic about the situation. This could, for example, be a friend that you're relying on. It could be somebody that you feel is quite reliable. But I feel that it's telling you that you need to use your head and you need to look at all of the evidence of what's going on. And I feel that that was very strong within the October through to December reading for you, Leo. That you'd obviously a light bulb had gone on. You'd obviously recognised or realised something, okay, due to what you could see was going on, and due also to how somebody was making you feel. So this is you guys actually weighing up your mental and emotional. You're considering the situation in a very mental and a very emotional way. We saw in, I think it was July through to September, that we have the Three of Swords there in the reverse, which was really feeling quite bogged down by a situation. And I feel all of that is going to come into consideration for you guys during 2016. And I feel that you'll be able to make a very diplomatic, a very well thought out decision on whatever this thing is that's happening for you guys in 2016. So much so that for some of you guys, you will decide to defunct something, to derail something, and to probably start again with the Ace of Wands, because the Ace of Wands is also about fresh, new beginnings, exciting new endeavours. So I feel that a lot of you guys are going to be turning the corner. We do have the King of Air as your general advice from the angels, but I feel that this is somebody that you also need to be very much aware of in 2016, because I feel that he'll be around for a few of you. As he's showing in the reverse, you've got to be careful around this person, but this is you guys being diplomatic. This is you guys using your street smarts. This is you guys being clever during 2016 and recognizing if something isn't a goer with someone, then you need to kind of move on and actually make something of your own, okay? So you have lots of ideas, Leo, okay? You are Wands. You are the Ace of Wands. You do have fire. You do have passion. You do have a lot of motivation to get things going. You are born leaders. That's what Leos are. Leos are born leaders. You are a leader. So you probably don't need anybody to help you with something except yourself. Okay? So that's your reading, Leo, for the year 2016. Thank you so much for joining me on Carol's Universe. And what I'd like to say is there'll be your life ahead reading for 2016 coming up very, very shortly. So thank you for your time, guys, and take care. Bye-bye.